everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout to share for Simple Stories. I am using the new Noteworthy collection, which is just lovely. It's a lovely generic collection. It's got beautiful colours in, lots of generic icons, lots of stationery, and it's like a monthly scrapbooking one. It's a bit like the Pocket Life style scrapbooking that some people do. It's kind of designed to go like that. It's lots and lots of journaling cards, and it's really lovely collection. So I'm using mostly the pattern papers as opposed to the journaling cards, although I probably do use some. I have decided to scrapbook 2 photos of a day out with some girlfriends. So I'm using the paperclip paper, the yellow background as my background, and I'm pairing that up with a big piece of white. I just feel that my scrapbooking always needs a white area on it, and I'm going to put that vertically down the page, and I'm going to just give it some borders from the bright pink and then the lighter pink as well. So I'm going to just do that, just giving it a bit of an edge. I cut 2 individual strips, as you can see, for the bright pink, but for the light I've gone a bit wider, and they're individual strips too. So, and then I'm just going to assemble them all together. I could have cut big sections of paper to go under the white, but then I feel that's a bit of a waste. So I've just cut 2 individual strips for each. And then I'm going to pop that over onto the yellow background, and I was thinking about where to put the white. Should it be in the middle? Should it be over to the right a little bit, or the left? And in the end, I end up moving it over a bit to the left a little bit more than where it is right now, only a little bit, I think. And like I said, I've got my 2 photos now. They're 2 kind of what I would call full-size photos. I know they're not really. They're almost 6x4, not quite, maybe something like 5.5 by 3.5 or 3 3/4, something like that. So I'm just going to mount those onto some more pink paper. I've gone for that one with the push pins all over it, super cute. And I'm just going to mount those photos and get them stuck down and distress the edges, and then I can start adding my embellishments to the layout. So that's all coming together nicely. I feel like I have a good base already for this layout. Sometimes I find that the hardest part is getting started, and just kind of once I've got the main elements in place, like I've got my pattern paper in place, my photos and my title, then I can just start adding the embellishments, and that's the bit that I love. But starting and getting the first bits in place, not always my favourite part of the process. So anyway, that's come together really easily, so that was really nice. I got my photos anchored over towards the left side of the page, and then I just need to figure out my title. There's lots of amazing titles on the foam stickers set. It's gorgeous. There's so many good things to use there, and I'm just trying to figure out which one is the best one for me to use. Lots and lots of perfect titles there, really, so it's just a case of choosing the one that suits my photos the best. I decided to go for 2 in the end because I couldn't decide. So I've gone for I go for Noteworthy, and I'm going to put that in the middle of the layout. There we go. It's just going to go on that photo there, and then I'm going to create a little cluster with the fun times. Initially I put that onto a journaling card. I thought it would be nice to balance out the photos with a small journaling card over on the right hand side. But you'll see that it doesn't really work out, and my journaling card ends up too big, and I just wasn't really happy with how it was looking. So in the end I peel it all off and start again, and end up with fun times just directly onto the yellow at the top. So I thought this was a really cute idea that I could have the little notebook and I could have fun times sitting on the notebook, but I just wasn't feeling it. It just didn't quite look right. And then once I peeled that off of there and put it directly onto the yellow top right, it worked perfectly. It was really good. So you can see my photos are in place. and I'm just going to work out where all my embellishments are going to go. So I'm starting with my favourite thing ever, which is the Floral Bits. I love a bit of floral ephemera. It's so easy to work with and just gives you instant layers. I just love it. So I've just put a couple of flowers behind the bottom left corner of the top photo, and then at the bottom right of the lower photo. And then I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this Fun Times. I was thinking about having a cluster over on the right hand side, but like I said, it didn't really work out. I didn't really like how it looked, so I've just pulled off the Fun Times title from that little journaling card there, and I'm going to get that arranged on the top. Now just going through the regular bits and pieces, and I've pulled out different icons of ephemera that work for me and these photos. So I've got a notepad that I've just put top left. I'm going to put a file folder up there too. Over on the right I've added an envelope or 2 envelopes, and I've added some glasses, and I'm going to keep adding other bits and pieces as well. Top right I've added the camera, pen and pencil, and yeah, that's coming together quite nicely. Once I'd figured out the Fun Times part that I say wasn't working for me, then I was away. It worked really well. So yeah, so just adding and continuing to build onto my clusters as I go along. I do need to get everything stuck down. At the moment, none of the embellishments are stuck in place. So there we go. It should all be stuck down now. There might be the odd bit that's not still stuck, but mostly it is. Just adding some of the lovely little icons from the foam stickers. I love the push pins, so just adding a few of those in place on my photos and my clusters, and then I'm going to come in with some word stickers from the cardstock sticker sheet. I always love the phrases, so I've gone for happy vibes, what a day, good stuff, loving this, and take note. And for once I've stuck these flat. Normally I raise them up on foam pads, but they popped off really nicely against the yellow background, so I just got them flat. I left them flat. Just adding a few of the decorative brads, always one of my favourite embellishments to use. They're so easy to use and look lovely. Putting in some of the chipboard pieces as well, so the stamp and then pencil, yeah, so that's all coming together. I say just adding different bits and pieces to each one of my clusters, coming in with a few more enamel dots now to add more pops of colour here, there and everywhere. Again, I've got this really large cluster on the top left, balanced out by the smaller one on the bottom right, and then another smaller one at the top right too. So it's all working quite well. I'm really happy with how it's all looking. Sometimes I feel that my layouts all look the same, but you know, because there's only so many ways to arrange pattern paper onto a layout, right? But but yeah, anyway, I'm enjoying this one. I think it looks really lovely actually, how it's worked out, and I wouldn't normally stack 2 photos like this on top of each other. I would normally have smaller photos. So anyway, I was actually delighted with how it worked out, because I wasn't thinking it was going to work out very well when I first started it, but I'm really happy with it. So just adding in some journaling. I've put some journaling at the bottom and then the date at the top and where we were. Then just coming in, adding a few sequins. I love a bit of sparkle, so just wanted to sparkle up my clusters there. So just going to get those stuck down with some glossy accents. Yeah, just getting those stuck down now. And then I'm going to add some splatters of paint as well. I'm going to use white paint on this one, and I tend to like to splatter over the top of my embellishment clusters. I'm always worried that I'm going to splatter on people's faces, so I try to cover up my photos as I do that. But yeah, I love the look of the white splatters over the top of the embellishments. I used to always like my mixed media to be on the lower layers of the layout, if that makes sense, and then put the embellishments on top of it. But now I really prefer this look. I prefer to add the white paint over the top. There we go. I'm just hiding faces there, trying not to get too many paint splatters on the photos. And there we go, all done. I hope that you have enjoyed seeing this layout come together. I really enjoyed making it. I think it turned out super well. And sometimes it shows that you need to get out of your comfort zone. Say the 2 photos for me weren't the right sizes, but I just went with it and I love it. So thank you so much for joining me today. That was Nikki Rowland for Simple Stories using the Noteworthy collection.